I think it's time. It's time. Today I have the wonderful Chandler, Juliet, come on the show, and here she is already. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my God. How you doing?
I'm good. You know, I'm actually really, really glad that you wore that jumpsuit because I was like, I hope she wears the jumpsuit. Because I remember I met you and you were wearing that. I was like, you were in the bathroom at NAMSHA. I was like, what? That is a great jumpsuit.
I was like, you know, if I'm going to talk to you, I mean, I was expecting you to wear one.
What's that?
I say I was expecting you to wear one. So I was like, if I'm going to talk to you, like, I have to.
Almost put one on. I almost put on my new, like, ski suit, but it's, like, a little warm in here. And I'm like, you know what?
Nah.
I put on makeup, so there's that. But yeah, then it turns out that we knew each other already from mutual friends, so that was really interesting to meet at NAMSHA, which is like such a small world thing already.
The industry is such a small world. Oh my God, can you hear this? This is the garden outside. Can you hear that? It's really loud in my ears.
A little bit, but it's not bothering me too much.
I love what he does, but the noise, every time, as soon as you like turn something on to record it, music, oh, it's like gardener comes up.
It's very true. And this morning I was woken up by people doing maintenance or something outside the pool, and I'm just like, well, not everyone's unemployed. So.
But I was thinking that too. I was like, oh, like they're working like last week or whatever, and I was like, well, why not? They're like walking on their own in nature with masks on already anyway. You know, it sort of like dawned on me like, oh, that's cool. They can keep on going. As long as we have a grass cut, everything's fine. So that is how we met. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we met at. We were basically passing the torch in the restrooms at NAM, and we had a bit of a jumpsuit off. We were like, oh, love your jumpsuit, love your jumpsuit. That's how it all happened. So I figured, you know, in honor,
we bonded over the fashion. I'm so glad you wore that too. Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh my gosh.
I tried another one, but then I felt like, nah, it's gonna be this one. I mean, what other jumpsuit has like 3 colors? I mean, you gotta check this out.
Yes.
Right?
So 80s. So fantastic.
Two. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
I gotta step up my shopping game. I've been doing a little bit too much online shopping. I gotta cool it though, so I'll just wait. Like, who am I gonna wear all this stuff for anyway? So.
I've heard people doing this. I have not done any of that yet. I think
really? That part hasn't hit you yet. Yeah, my roommate doesn't judge me for wearing the same pair of sweatpants 4 days in a row, so I think I'm okay until I get back out.
Until like the smells and the eyes burn.
What?
I said until start smelling and your eyes start burning and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I shower every day. I just wear the sweatpants.
So tell me, how have you been dealing with this? Or like, actually, perhaps you want to like introduce yourself a little bit more. You're a singer-songwriter from Los Angeles.
Yes. So
anything you want to add to that?
If you are coming from SiSSi's page, my name is Chandler Juliet. I'm a singer-songwriter. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I'm second generation in the biz. My parents are jazz musicians, session players, and they've played on lots of television shows and things of the like. And I'm so grateful to have had the musical genes passed down to me, and I've always kind of done songwriting and pop songwriting, and now I'm kind of doing the pop R&B soul singer-songwriter thing. And yeah, I have music on a lot of different streaming platforms, and I loved performing all around Hollywood, and like
that. I want more. The whole story, giving it all away. My big question was like that, you know, you're saying like second generation. So your parents were jazz musicians. What are like people that like how did they influence you? And what are people like would know the names of or who they've played with or that kind of thing? Or was it more like musicians?
So my parents moved out to LA when they were in their 20s to get different like session jobs. There's just more work for musicians out here than where they were from on the East Coast. Both my parents are from like upstate New York area. And they moved out here, so they started working for like television shows and gigging and stuff like that. But then their personal projects were like jazz Great American Songbook albums, which they produced themselves and things like that. So then I'd say that they have influenced me, whether I like it or not, because they were always working on music in the house growing up. Like from the time out of the womb, it was like, okay, like we were singing songs and like hearing playing piano. Like I started like playing instruments when I was 5, and then just went from like instrument to instrument until I found one that really spoke to me. And I played cello for 9 years.
Oh wow.
And, so classical music and like just having music in our lives was like non-negotiable. It was like, no,
right.
You're gonna take an instrument, you're gonna study, you're gonna have lessons every week, and So that was like part of me and my sister's lives. And yeah, so I'd say like music was just sort of in the background. Like I didn't really expect to have a career in it. I wanted to be an actress, and I was always doing like theater and drama and improv classes, and that was my dream. And then had been writing songs anyway. And then one time I was a camp counselor for a bunch of little girls, and we were playing covers and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I was on Glee once as a cello player. And they were like, what? And they're like,
it's like Billie Eilish's brother. You're like in good footsteps here.
What?
Billie Eilish's brother. He was on Glee.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that.
This would be a thing to come out of.
Yeah, not a bad thing to come out of for sure. And then they asked me to play some original songs, and then I did. And then they were like, oh my gosh, your songs are so good. And it was such a validation. I was like, I think I want to pursue this. I want to like make pop albums and be like a pop star and da-da-da. So that's where it started for me. And I haven't looked back since. To answer your question,
yes.
My parents influenced me probably more innately and in the background more than I might realize, just because they're like tried and true, like trained jazz musicians, and I just heard them making that music all the time, so it probably just like stuck in my ear, and now it's coming out in my music more and more. Like, do
you feel like it does? Do you feel like you
I'd say it is more now than ever. Yeah, I've always done like pop and like indie pop and a little bit more pop rock, but now it's becoming more and more R&B pop. So I would say it is coming out there now, and I have that like in the blood. So yeah.
So that's what they were playing at home as well, basically. It was like jazz, or did they like have like a very sort of thing, like any like artist or something that you think were like super influential on you?
No, it was like all jazz. I don't know.
It's funny. I grew up with jazz too. My first concerts were jazz, and there was no real reason. I think when I was 14, I had a boyfriend who was like much older, and he was like this crazy musician, and I don't know if it was him or something. Yeah, I ended up going to like jazz and lots of like rare groove, which is funny because I'm from this tiny country pumpkin place, but there was this club close to it, and it was playing all this like most amazing like rare groove music and jazz music and stuff, and it was like dancing to like 8 a.m. and stuff. And so yeah, although I grew up with classical, like with my parents, same thing, like all classical music, and then the jazz groove stuff happened, and then with 18 like the pop happened. Like until then I was totally like hating on pop. I was like no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I have like a pretty eclectic range of music that I listened to growing up. No thanks to my parents. Like they didn't really consume a lot of other people's music. It was mostly just like creating their own. And then I had like pop and rock, and I was into like Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears growing up, and Ally and AJ and All American Rejects, and then started to get into like rock when I was in high school, and then yeah, so I'd say it's my range of listening to music is pretty wide, but what I make is so different than what I listen to even now. So yeah, so when people ask me what my influences are, it's like I don't really know. Like I listen to so many different things, but I don't really listen to music that sounds like what I make. So
that is funny. I wonder why it is, because I feel the same about my music. But
because when you're creating, you're not like trying to copy anybody, you're just making it. And I'm sure there are like people who make music like you do, but like you don't know them and
like off them. Yeah, that's true. Well, anyway, so how have you been dealing with isolation. How are you isolated in the first place? I saw somebody walk past in the mirror.
Oh,
You're not on your own.
I'm not
All the
totally
secrets
alone.
coming out.
I have a roommate who's amazing, and we're best friends. And yeah, so he and I have kept each other sane. Every day is different, you know. Some days are like really productive, and some days are like, I'm gonna put on a show. And so it really just depends. I'm trying to limit my social media intake though, just because that I think is a big factor on like how like numb my brain feels. I'm just like, But there's a lot of positivity coming out on social media and stuff now. Everyone's like, hang in there, you're doing great.
Exactly.
Even if you're not doing anything, like it's fine. I'm like, great. So yeah, but it's been okay.
What do you do to keep yourself sane?
What?
What do you do to keep yourself sane? Or what have you, is there anything you've sort of picked up that you want to do for ages and you haven't done yet, or anything you've been focusing on, kind of thing?
I definitely have enough to work on. Like having enough to keep me busy isn't the issue. It's just like actually having the discipline, pick one off the list and do it every day is the challenge. But I've been really practicing on routines. Like I have a morning routine. I have like a morning mindset routine. I do morning pages every day, and then I do like a meditation or a workout. And there's a lot of like, I've really been impressed by my community really helping to lift each other up. Like I'm doing like a workout Zoom call conference now. And
I saw that on your stories.
It's so helpful because it's like accountability that you need, you know, that you can't get from working out completely by yourself. And I definitely needed that push. And then also just like Zooming with different producers and wrapping up tracks that I was going to put out anyway. So just like staying disciplined and not letting this outside circumstance like it's easier said than done. It's so weird. Like this is the weirdest thing ever. So it's just like just keep going, because we are gonna get out of this, you know. And I want to be able to look back and be like, like I did okay. I still put out music and I still have.
Are you going to put out music like fairly soon now?
Yes.
What's tell us more about that.
A new song is coming out soon. I am
Aaron.
It's coming out very soon. And it's like continuing to unfold the story of love language and that project that's coming out this year, a single at a time. So yes, you are going to get new music from Chan soon. Very soon.
You know what? I love that song, Love Language. I listened to it this morning as well. And it's like a classic thing. It's like, you know, what's the lyric? Like what's the chorus?
Talk to me. Let's start a conversation. All that.
Right, you speak my love language. Yes. And it's like a classic one of those things where, you really don't want to talk, do you?
What?
That's not really, you really don't want to talk. That's not really what it's about.
Well, no, it is about that.
It's
like, well, I think, okay, to be honest, like when I wrote that, I was single when I wrote it. I'm not seeing anybody, but when I wrote it, it was like talking to all my past people I've seen, and also like the understanding that there's different ways to communicate our love for each other. And like my dad, for example, like he always like leaves gifts and like acts of service is his thing. Like he'll be like, here's like what you need for recording gear here, and then like I won't hear from him for like a long time, and I'm just like, dude, like I want to, you know, just call me once a week. That's all I really want, you know. But that's like the way he shows his love, is by giving gifts and doing acts of service. It's like, I want you to be able to record yourself like here. So
he just like drops off gear for you?
What?
He just drops off gear for you, music stuff, music equipment?
Like, yeah, I'm giving an example of like what he's done.
That's adorable.
He's very helpful because he's like an engineer and producer himself, but like, so that's just like the way. But he asks my mom about me like every day. So it's like that idea of like, no, I don't want it this way. I want it this way. Like I want you to talk to me. I want to have endless conversations. I want to spend time, quality time. So yeah. So it is about talking, but it is kind of like tongue in cheek, like
It's like what's the song? God, I just lost it. The stain on the wall, hides the stain on the wall. I'm not in love. You know the song? So, I'm not in love, so don't forget it. It doesn't mean you mean that much to me. And then this whole thing about like, and the picture on the wall, it just like hides the nasty stain that's lying there. And yeah, so it's like, it's all about being in love while she sings, I'm not in love, oh no, just because, you know. And I don't know, I just remember this. I actually, that was like a thing that I like learned in music school. Well, actually music school, not music school. And they were giving this example of like, you know, how you like say stuff like in lyrics, like how you like potentially like say the opposite of what you actually mean, and that's how you express it. And when I heard love language, I was like, yeah, right.
Yeah, there's lots of like,
it's like, yeah, you really want to talk.
Underlying stuff. Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. And the two songs I'll play today kind of have those themes there.
And there's another one like this. Like I think you really like, especially like, I don't know. Do you feel like you have a certain strength in one of the things that you do? Because I kind of find lyrically like the really like certain things really stuck out to me specifically. Like the one where I don't miss you, I miss us. I found it such a like simple, clear way that you might just like say in conversation, but I don't really feel like I've not heard anyone say it. Do you know what I mean? And that is such a difference. I don't miss you specifically. I just miss the thing that we kind of were meant to be, or would have been if it was ideal. You know, that kind of thing. You know.
Well, thank you for saying that. Yeah, I would say lyrics are a strength and a struggle. You know, and there's always like, everything that you want to say has kind of already been said, but there's like your voice, and I feel like when I'm talking, I'm so clever and funny, and that doesn't really come through in my music too much. So I think moving forward, I really want to sort of include as much of my personality as I can in my songs, just because that's like a big chunk missing, you know, and that it took me a long time to even get to the like where I am with the honesty and the introspective, like emotionally intelligent language in the songs. So, but I would say musically, one of my strengths is like harmonies and background vocals, and doing that on tracks, like that's like my favorite thing to do, like to tell a song, and like on other people's tracks too. Like I'm on Sound Better, and that's like my specialty, is like, oh, I will write all of the harmonies, I will build a whole background vocal arrangement for you. And
hang on, explain that to me. Is this like something I could do in quarantine? What is Sound Better?
Sound Better? Oh, it's like, yeah, you might have seen Spotify like talking about it. So Sound Better is like a platform for artists and musicians and producers and like independent contractors in the music industry. And
people will like hire you to
or you can hire people. Like if you need a mixer or whatever.
You know, to be honest, I've probably signed up for it, but then I signed up for so many things, and then I'm overwhelmed, and I don't look at any of that stuff. I think I've probably signed up to like 20 different like coaching, you know, like in the last 3 days, and I just never open the emails, or like webinars. I'm like inundated on Instagram and whatever by all this stuff. As soon as you click on one, you get hundreds of them. You know?
There's a lot more these days happening too. So yeah, I would say.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah,
it's so easy for me to do.
And Spotify bought them, so like they've been pushing them more. So yeah. So I could play.
What songs? Yes. What songs are you gonna play for us? I'm so excited.
I'll start with Love Language, and then I'll do the song that's coming out next.
Love Language.
My love language is your time and attention. Won't you give some of it to me? I've been lonely lately. I've been feeling neglected, and I want you to show me. Can we get back on the same page tonight? Can we stay? And why don't you talk to me, talk to me? Let's start a conversation. When you spend your time with me, you're speaking my love language. Talk to me, talk to me. We don't need no translation. When you spend your time with me, You're speaking my love language. My love language is your love and affection. Won't you give some of it to me? I need you present. Don't try to leave me present. You're not getting off that easily. So can we get back on the same page? Tonight can we stay? And why don't you talk to me, talk to me? Let's start a conversation. When you spend your time with me, you're speaking my love language. Talk to me, talk to me. We don't need no translation. And when you spend your time with me, yeah, you're speaking my love language. Love language. Love language. And when you spend your time with me, you're speaking my love language. Oh yeah, yeah, my love language. And when you spend your time with me, yeah, you're speaking my love language. Won't you let me in? So we can get back on the same page. Oh, tonight I wanna stay. And why don't you just talk to me? 'Cause when you spend your time with me, you're speaking my love language. Talk to me, talk to me. We don't need no translation. And when you spend your time with me, yeah, you're speaking my love language.
Yay! That was amazing. Oh, I love this song.
Thank you.
So cute. I definitely heard your like R&B jazzy influences there now.
It comes out more in the acoustic vibes.
Right, that's what I thought. Like, I didn't think of it when I like heard it like on recorded. So
yeah.
Have you written any quarantine type songs? Like, have you written new songs being in quarantine that might have been influenced by a situation, or have you just like finished up other stuff?
It's definitely been up and down regarding creativity. Thanks, Selena. Yeah, I would say I have written songs, but mostly like collaboration songs.
Right.
Like I've done some Zoom call producer sessions and have written some stuff that way, and wrapped up a bunch of stuff too. Because I'm just like, well,
gotta get it done.
got the time.
Are you gonna play? Are you gonna release stuff with like fairly soon? Then you're not gonna like some people have held off putting stuff out, but I don't really see the point because like now everyone has time to listen to everything.
Exactly. Well, they say that like listenership on music has gone down because there's less like commutes and things like that. But like viewership on Netflix and videos content has gone up. I'm gonna release a new song in the month of April. I'm declaring it by faith. I'm getting it out. So so I am gonna release. It's
That's cool.
There's no point in stopping the release schedule. I don't really see why.
Right. No, I agree.
Some people are like, it's insensitive to release the music we're gonna release before with everyone.
Like, because people don't like listening to music when they're like isolated. Because they just want to be like in quietness all day. Such a weird thing to say.
People doing this are gonna get the sneak preview of the very next single that's coming out.
Amazing. Let's do it. What's it called?
It's called Prayin'. Lazy Sunday, thinking maybe, don't you want to spend some time? I've been so patient, like I've been waiting 40 days and 40 nights. I got a confession and a craving for you, babe. I I just don't want you to become another mistake. Cause every time you come around, I wanna get you close. I'm holding back emotions, and I don't wanna blow. It can't speak, so don't make me say it and take me. And don't keep me waiting, save me now. I'm bowing down, I can't take it, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying. Bless me with your holy water. Intoxicate me one more time. Welcome to resurrection. I'm gonna make you come alive. I've got a confession and a craving for you, babe. I just don't want you to become another mistake. Cause every time you come around, I wanna get you close. I'm holding back emotions, and I don't wanna blow it, no, can't speak. So don't make me sing it and take me. And don't keep me waiting, save me now. I'm bowing down, I can't take it, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying, praying, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying, I'm praying, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying. You got me sweating, take me to heaven. You got me saying, oh my God, hi. Yeah, you got me sweating, take me to heaven. You got me saying, oh my God. Yeah, you got me sweating, won't you take me to heaven? You got me begging, baby, oh my God. Yeah, you got me sweating, won't you take me to heaven? You got me saying, oh my God, can't speak. So don't make me say it, no, and don't keep me waiting, no, save me now. I'm bowing down, I can't take it, you got me down on my knees. I'm praying, oh, I'm praying, oh, you got me down on my knees. I'm praying now, I'm praying, you got me on my knees. I'm praying.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you. It's hot in here now. I haven't put on deodorant yet. I keep forgetting to do that because I'm not leaving the house.
Certainly. That's amazing. I love that song. So when are you gonna?
That's the next one.
When are you gonna put it out? Do you know already?
In April. I will let you know as soon as I know.
Are you gonna shoot a sort of isolation video for it?
I might. I was thinking about that. I don't know. I'd have to get extra creative. In a way, this limitation is freedom because we have to work with what we got.
Right? I like it.
I don't want you to become another mistake. Cause every time you come around, I wanna get you close. I'm holding back emotions, and I don't wanna blow it, no, can't speak. So don't make me sing it and take me. And don't keep me waiting, save me now. I'm bowing down, I can't take it, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying, praying, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying, I'm praying, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying. You got me sweating, take me to heaven. You got me saying, oh my God, hi. Yeah, you got me sweating, take me to heaven. You got me saying, oh my God. Yeah, you got me sweating, won't you take me to heaven? You got me begging, baby, oh my God. Yeah, you got me sweating, won't you take me to heaven? You got me saying, oh my God, can't speak. So don't make me say it, no, and don't keep me waiting, no, save me now. I'm bowing down, I can't take it, you got me down on my knees. I'm praying, oh, I'm praying, On my knees, I'm praying now. I'm praying, you got me. On my knees, I'm praying.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank
Wow.
Thank you. It's hot in here now. I haven't put on deodorant yet. I keep forgetting to do that because I'm not leaving the house.
Certainly. That's amazing. I love that song. So when are you gonna?
That's the next one.
When are you gonna put it out? Do you know already?
In April, I will let you know as soon as I know.
Are you gonna shoot a sort of isolation video for it?
I might. I was thinking about that. I don't know. I'd have to get extra creative. In a way, this limitation is freedom because we have to work with what we got.
Right? I like it. I've been like, I know, apart from like obviously the horribleness of it all, but I've been so busy. Like, everyone's like, oh, I'm chilling, I'm binge watching this, or like, da-da, or I'm bored, or like, and I'm like, how? Like, I get it, like, you know, some people are like, I had like this house party, talked to like my friends from this movie we were working on a couple of days ago, and there were people who are like sort of depressed and you know, kind of like, and I was like, how? I mean, have some like, I don't know. I mean, I'm lucky because I'm on my own in my like apartment, and it's like everything in my studio's there, and you know, it's all there. So.
Well, it sounds like you're strong, and you've been staying strong in your tasks because, like, I would say I've had a mix of everything you just said. Like, I've had days where I'm just like, no time to think, no time to doubt, go, 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 and I'm like handling it, and then there's some days where I'm just like, when's this gonna end? And I just like can only like escape with like watching Netflix, and then there's like days where I've actually felt like depressed, and then there's days where I'm like, this isn't so bad. I'm like making paleo chocolate chip cookies, and they're delicious, and I like I've been like finding new hobbies like cooking and cooking in like the paleo diet because I do the paleo diet has been fun. So
have you been sticking to the diet while having that situation? I find that, you know, when first everyone was like going panic buying, and I was like, definitely didn't do panic buying. I thought, well, perhaps you get a few things, you know, to like have in a cupboard. I bought like walnut butter. I bought all the stuff that I never have in my house, like walnut butter and like fruit spread, like 100% pure, no sugar, you know, like, but still I don't have that stuff in my house normally. And then all that happened is like the first week I just spent like eating all that crap that I don't normally have in my house.
Yeah. No, I'm still doing the diet, and I've been doing intermittent fasting, which makes the food stretch more because I'm just like eating like one meal a day. So trying to not get fat while in quarantine.
What is your workout routine while you're hanging in there?
Well, I usually, before all this happened, I was going to like exclusively to this workout studio out here called the Barbosa Method, and it's like this dancer who created.
Did we talk about this?
No,
I was the first person to do this. Literally, really? I was trained for free for like a year by Stephanie Barbosa. Because, yeah, literally, I was the first person to do this.
No way.
Like on an ongoing thing. Yeah, that is so
no way.
Yeah, I didn't even know how I met Stephanie, for like a mutual friend or something. But like her method is amazing.
Like I love
my butt and my thighs at that time. Oh, Barbosa is the name. Barbosa Method. BARBOSA.
And she has everything like live stream now. So I've been doing that, and also my friend has like a Zoom conference call workout community, and they do workouts every day, and it's just like a cardio and body weight like mix thing. And I did my first one with them yesterday, and I'm like, I'm so doing this like every day because it was just so easy to join and do, and like I felt like that accountability was there.
Yoga Works as well. YogaWorks.org, I think, or .com. Yoga Works has like a week free, like hundreds. I mean, this is like exaggerated, but like we start at 4 a.m. until like 8 p.m. or something. So I'm wobbling here. Yeah, really, really good. I did that last night. Like at the end of the day, I did like a kind of like more like a yin yoga, which normally in normal life I'd be like, oh, this is too boring, this is too chill, whatever. You know, I want to go to a workout. But yesterday was the first time ever where I was just like dimmed the light in my own house, you know, and just did like I don't know, meditation yoga thing, you know. I'm trying to meditate more, but it's a bit hard for me.
Yeah, I'll have to do more of that stuff because, yoga is definitely good for like the
Right? I was like, yes, Zen. I'm going to bed all Zen today.
Yes, yes, exactly.
I've been trying to do this thing where, like, you know, try and go to bed between 10 and 11. Like, now I can really catch up on your sleep. I mean, when can you do this, right? And what happened in the last 2 weeks, I've spent 2 days working through till 8 a.m. I was like, this is not what quarantine is meant to be about.
Whoa, that's so funny. I have actually, like, my sleep schedule really did level out there for a minute. Like, I was going to bed at, like, 9:30, 10, waking up at, like, 7:30, 6:30, 7:30. And then yesterday I like was so productive. Like when I went to bed, I like could not sleep. I was just like, so wired. So I ended up starting to watch the Tiger King thing on Netflix.
Oh, what is that? I heard somebody talk about this today.
I've been seeing so much of it, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna watch this. This looks stupid. I don't like this guy's face. Like I don't want to do this. And then once I started watching it, it's a docuseries about people who own exotic cats. And like breed like big tigers and lions and have like the zoos and charge people. It's crazy good. Like it's like, oh shit, where's the popcorn? Like it's really juicy.
No, don't tell me that. Like
yeah, no, it's good. It's
like
good.
When you tell it to me, that doesn't sound like anything I'd be interested in at all. Like you're saying it's really good. I might have
I thought so too. That's why I never clicked on it. But then I watched the trailer and I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And I was sucked in. It's #1 in the U.S. right now. It's the top choice on Netflix right now. What's that saying? Like, I mean, I'm not always like follow the man.
We all want big cats. Everyone wants to be cuddling up to cats.
The cats are so cute. I like cats. Do you have any pets?
No, I don't really do pets, really. I have this like whole thing about freedom. Like the idea to have like an animal that kind of like lives only for the purpose of like making you feel good, like makes them kind of feel sad. You know, yeah. and especially cats in like apartments. Like, I mean, if you have, like, I don't know, a farmhouse, whatever, you know, where they can run in and out whenever they want, it's totally fine.
You might appreciate the documentary then, because it's, like, yeah, it's definitely messed up to, like, keep them in cages and stuff, so.
But even in houses, like, I mean, cats, they're so sensitive. When you leave them, they, like, vomit all over your place if they, like, feel, like, left alone and stuff like that, you know? Or, like, we had a cat here before when I had a different roomie, and she just, at some point, she had this whole thing where she wanted to go out the back door, right? And if my roomie didn't get up and let her out because the cat wanted to do this at like 5:30 in the morning, whatever, she'd poop right in front of the door, and she didn't need to because she had like a box for it. But she was literally going like, "You're not letting me out, so like I'm pooping right in front of the door."
Yo, cats are really smart. Like they know exactly what they're doing. They're like, they are temperamental creatures, and they need affection and love too. That's why I think it's kind of nice to have them around because they're so cuddly when they want to be. And
that is true.
However, get a cat. That would get me through this quarantine a little bit better, but I can't. It's too late. I should have gotten it before.
Do you reckon you can't just, no, it's floating, like, no, there's no way you can sneak out and buy a cat in Ralph's or something?
Yeah, no, because all of the cat shelters are closed.
Do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, they must, I don't know either. That's an interesting question. You know, that's an interesting question.
I'll have to look into it.
Are the cat shelters open, everyone? Do you know this?
I'll report back.
Because, I mean, they have to take care of the animals.
Yeah, maybe it's better because they won't have to, like, since like they've had a moratorium, like maybe they won't have to, you know, if they don't get like sell the cats, then they usually have to put them down. It's so sad. Oh, no. So so I'll have to find out and report back.
Get a cat, make you happy. Yeah. So you're a cat person or a dog person? I
just like being like a pet aunt and not like a mom of any kind.
I started making this jumpsuit, by the way, talking about cats, and it's got like these little cat prints on them. It's just white with black cat heads. I started a while ago. Like right now, it's like a long dress because I haven't made the legs. I'm still deciding if it's going to be a floor length long gown or if it's going to be a jumpsuit. So it's kind of could be both. It could be both. But it's amazing. I think I might make a headpiece like all my face and give myself little ears.
Wait, are you making it from scratch?
Yeah. I already did that, and I started a while ago, and I just didn't stop. I think I just did it quickly for a shoot or something. I just made it, and then, you know, I didn't like have to finish it or whatever. And then, I don't know what I did for a show. I can't remember. I just made it. I've always made stuff. Yeah, I've always made like things, and so yeah, this one is a bit more challenging, to be honest. It's a little bit more challenging. As I don't
Gosh,
have one of
you're
these. What do you
inspiring
call
me
it?
to make clothes.
Yes, I mean, you know, so there, like we've got a month.